夢にまで見たジェイルキンか。キラキラしてて素敵なデザインね。
まあ、エルフは魔術も使うから役立つだろう。
エルフ
The New Gate. Another isekai. Another VR MMO anime. Another VR MMO anime that they get stuck in the game and ends up being a real world. So dumb. So silly. But I fucking love it. Oh my gosh. I just want another episode of The New Gate. Okay, here's the thing. Do I think it's a little out there and a little outlandish, the fact that you have this character who got sword art online and he got stuck in the game, and then he tried to log out finally after beating the boss, and some other new world opened up to him, and kind of like as a gift for beating this game, he got actually isekai into this game? Is it a little outlandish? Is it, dare say, a little silly? Yes. But the moment I remove that, like, let me just kind of like, let me grab that little piece of just like, okay, I genuinely do get, like, that's dumb, okay? It's just like a dumb, kind of like overdone concept. Not to this, you know, not to this level. It's usually isekai into the VR MMO world, and then like it's, you know, it's made real, right? Or you get the sword art version of it to where like they're trapped in the game kind of thing. This one does the trapped in the game and then the isekai. I get it. Let's grab that though. Let's throw it away. After the fact, there's just something that is so... I don't know if it's captivating or like... I don't know what it is. There's just something that I genuinely... like, I was like, I want another episode of this right now. Like, there's just something so cool. Like, okay, so he gets transported, you know, whatever. Like, he gets into this world... He's the dude, he's Kirito, okay? He's the dude that beat, you know, Akaba. Like, he's the dude that beat the final boss. So yeah, right out the gate, he's OP. And he's even more OP than he was prior because he got all the level ups and the skills and everything else from beating the final boss, as he should, right? Like, bro's the one that broke out, I think he said 10,000 players from the game. Like, he should be gifted and OP and everything else that you want and you should be after doing all of that. So he goes through all the level ups, and then we come to find out that he's actually in the game world where he was in before, but he's 500 years in the future. So but the world that he knew 500 years, so half, you know, half of 1,000 years, right? So like, you know, 5 centuries have passed. So there's 5 centuries worth of historical events and major things and like major world events that have happened, right? It's like if today you woke up, you know, in today's date, but the last time that you woke up was like the Roman Empire or something. Well, maybe that's not exactly 500 years, but let's just say something silly like that. Like you woke up in today's age, but like you were from the Roman Empire or something. You'd be like, yo, what the frick? What the hell happened, dude? Like, or you woke up in the Roman Empire, but you know, you were part of the Egyptian Empire, right? Or, you know, maybe the Mongolian Empire. You know, it's like, you know, that's the significance of how much time has passed is you were in one era and like now there's been like a whole nother era of time that has passed. So just on those merits alone, I think this is really, really cool. On top of everything else, we find out that he's a high human, and the high humans are like, they're gone, they're extinct. And part of that was like the high humans that were existence, they all disappeared 500 years ago, like some cataclysmic event, which is essentially just him beating the game and the things that happened. It's kind of like the world restarted after that and kind of built anew. So everything that he knows, his powers, everything, they're all like ancient relic type shit. So I think that is incredibly cool. The other thing that I think is incredibly cool is the summons, or like the pawns or the partners that he had, like the NPCs that he had partnered with in the game that were helping him along, you know, they are all historically significant. So he finds out like the sage mage person who was in his party is like some big time stuff. At the end of the episode, he flings a sword, you know, because he defeats like some kind of undead type thing. he flings like some holy sword and it lands in the king's or the queen's room or whatever. My guess or my assumption is gonna be like, oh, I bet she was also a summon as well too. So my guess is like the people or summons that he had are probably way more powerful than any other players NPCs before, because he's the dude that beat the game. So my guess is that his NPCs and his partners or pawns or whatever you want to call them are probably very significant, have made very huge impacts in this world, some of which may have died, right? So they may have made huge impacts, died, and passed along their lineage. And then some, like the elf, you know, who are higher, different races who live long, may still be here. I think that's a really, really cool thing as well too. Of course, you know, there's some bitty bitties over here. You know, he met a little elf. He hooked her up. She got some assets to her. So there's some, you know, there's some interest in that line as well too, if that's what you enjoy. Which, hey, don't we all? All kinds. We all enjoy that stuff. But I just think New Gate is absolutely fantastic, and I know that to a lot of people, this is just another popcorn, you know, snack time, you know, trash type show. But to me, I thought it was really, really good. I like the character. I like Shin. I like him exploring the world. I think it's fascinating that he's in this world, but it's way in the future. I like that he's gonna have to search for his companions. I like everything about the show so far. The only thing I don't like is just that little beginning piece of, you know, what happened to his body in the real world? How was he sustained? You know what I mean? How did he live so long? How long did he spend in the game? How much real world time? Now that he's isekai, does that mean that he's officially dead in the real world? Is there no like major goal of logging out? Like, there's a lot of other questions about that I understand. Like, that's just something I'm just gonna have to like, and I think all of us, if we're gonna watch the show, I think we grab that and we just say it doesn't matter. And it's one of the things that if they keep referencing that, it'll end up being a problem, and I'll be like, oh shit, I can't watch this show because they're referencing it too much but not answering it. I think that'll be a problem. But if they don't reference it, if they don't continually make it like, oh, and then the time that he was a player, the time that if they don't have them reference it and they just kind of move forward, I think it's gonna be a fantastic show. Those are my thoughts. But again, I understand another isekai, another VR MMO game, another, of course, he's OP MC. Like, I understand. And if those are the things that you're like, oh, I hate, I get it. Don't watch the show. It's not for you. That's completely okay. It's a 6 out of 10. Completely okay. Don't watch it. Don't come back for episode 2. I understand there's some of you who might go like, well, you know, I need to see another episode or 2 or 3, you know, before I make a final decision. I'll give it another week or 2. You know, I get it. And there's going to be folks that are like, you know, hype about it too. So it's like, I understand all the facets of it. I just say like, hey, if nothing in episode 1 you hated, don't watch the shit. If some things in episode 1 you're like, oh, I kind of hate this, but, you know, like, give it one more. Or maybe, you know, maybe just this seems like it would probably be a good anime and a good candidate for dubbed. You know, worst case, you know, let it just stack up. There's so much other stuff to watch this season. There's no hero. There's My Hero Academia. Demon King has returned. Slime Anime's here. Mushoku Tensei's here. You know, just there's so much other stuff. Just let it stack up. Get back to it eventually. Or I'll see you next week for the episode number 2 because I'm excited about the New Gate. All right, my friends. Been Dom. See you guys next week. Peace.